Hey, LDBC, this is your boy, the Coach Your Live on the Coach Your Show, the Coach Your Show Live. Okay, folks, so, nobody, dropped me an email and asked me to speak on this. I just kind of decided to speak on this on my own. These two Instagram models were murdered in the same city and kind of almost in the same fashion. One model, I don't know, name's Nicole Coates. Another model, I forgot her name. But the thing of it is, guys, I'm looking at this, and you hear the police, they say, well, I don't think it's connected. And I'm sitting here like, damn, where do the brain cells go with today's policing? Or not policing, but, detectives. Like, folks, what is with this generation? What is with this generation? Like, they always want a shortcut to the final answer. I never understand this generation. Like, back in the day, before they had the internet, before they had all this technology, you know that these detectives, they were solving a lot of these cases. A lot of these cases without, forensic evidence. Many of them. Now, forensic evidence has definitely changed the landscape of how, detectives do their work. How crime scene investigation units do their work. Oh, it's changed it. But you have, people like detectives and people like profilers that they actually solved many of these cases at a disadvantage, and they were still able to do it. And the reason why that they were able to do it is because of persistence, patience. This generation, they don't have any patience to be persistent. And that's the problem. These detectives, they're looking for the quick way to solve the case. They're getting a lot of pressure. And guys, y'all don't understand about, people trying to crack these cold cases or, trying to solve cases. They get a lot of pressure on them, from, the mayor, chief of police, to solve these crimes. And sometimes, these DAs, they get a lot of pressure to get a conviction. They do. And moreover, a lot of these people that are, being accused of some of these murders, some of these people, they didn't even do it. They just happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time. Now, okay, I bring forth these Instagram models, and they call them models, but really they're talking about their Instagram models. Okay, so one model was beaten savagely, like she was almost unrecognizable, and the other model was killed, sort of in the same fashion. They both got killed, and so I start thinking, what is going on with the detective work that's making them think that they're not connected? They was killed in the same city, in the same fashion, both in a hotel. Okay, that kind of tells me something. This is what the police, they need to start thinking about. When you think of Instagram models, these girls, they don't care about relationships. They're not on Instagram trying to find their significant other. They're not on Instagram trying to find a soulmate. These girls on Instagram, they're looking for a bag. That's it. All they want is the money. These girls, they go in and show their bodies. They do Instagram, they do OnlyFans. They do all of this because they want money. They don't want love. They can get love from anybody. But I think with these two models, these Instagram models, I think where they made a mistake is that they thought the guy that was with them, that they were trying to see, they thought he was a trick. And maybe he was a simp trick. Maybe he was a simp trick. But they thought that they was dealing with a baller. And moreover, they may have been. But the person that beat this girl, I'm going to beat her unrecognizable. The police got to start thinking this is a person that don't like rejection. They don't like the rejection. See, one or two things happen. One or two things happen with these girls. Number one, the person that they met, and they met this person online. Maybe he didn't have the money that he thought he had. Maybe he didn't have that money. And maybe he got upset when he got rejected. Okay? I mean, it's possible. Because the police are looking for this mysterious man that, apparently they can't find him. Okay? Or maybe he's a guy with some money. Maybe he was a guy with some money. And maybe he wanted to do some crazy weirdo things that these girls went down with, and he took that personal, and he beat the living hell out of them and killed them. But you're looking for a person that hates rejection. Now, what happens? How do you find that person? You got to look in two categories. Los Angeles. You need to look for people. People who are well off, people who got a little bit of money. But you look for domestic violence offenders. That's who you look for. And trust me, if a person is running around here, and if this person beat one of these women unrecognizable, you know it's not the first time that he done had issues with women. The domestic violence trail will lead you to him. It'll lead you to him. And I'm pretty sure this person has been arrested or taken downtown, for hitting on his woman. Sure he has. That's where you got to start to look. That's where you look from. See, with all this technology, they can't figure out who these women were talking to. They can't figure it out. With all this technology, they can't figure it out. But you do know the person more than likely lives in LA. Lives somewhere close by. Probably lives somewhere close by. But these girls, they got caught up. Because many of these Instagram models, and when you hear some of their stories, they're looking for their come up. They're trying to be in some video. Some of them are trying to be dancers. Some of them are trying to get close to, a famous person so they can become famous. Some of them are doing their best to try to come up, but they're doing it in the wrong way. They're doing it in ways that's not safe. And many of these Instagram models, moreover, they're willing to risk their lives to try to get a bag. And that's what these two girls did. They risked their lives to try to get a bag for what they perceived to be as a bag. Yeah. But they didn't get it. And some of these Instagram models, and they'll go on these dates and they'll try to trick on these dudes. I see it all the time. And honestly, there's one Instagram person. Her name is the real Star Girl. I mean, she does hers professionally. Like, she's just not an Instagram model just sitting there just showing off her body. This girl actually sells a product. She sells something that she's doing quite well with it too. It's something like it's a feminine cleanse wash that she's making like what. She said 1 month she made like $200,000 just, what she called it, cookie wash. That's what she called it. But that's her business. That's her hustle. That's what she do outside of Instagram. And she got a relationship. She's not, trying to trick on dudes, trying to meet up with them and, thinking that's the next bag. These Instagram models, they playing a dangerous game. And you're rolling the dice with your life is what you're doing. You're point blank rolling the dice with your life. Like you're assuming that the person you meet is an honest person, is a person with money, and is a person that's going to help advance your career. That's what you're assuming. Well, I think these two girls, they assume wrong. And it's a shame because they're young and they got probably full of ideas, but they chose the wrong path. Now, why am I saying it's the wrong path? Because any path that gets you killed is wrong. That's what I'm saying it for. Any path that take your life is the wrong path. Point blank, period. Just what it is. But the police gotta look for people that's got domestic violence issues, because clearly this person got a problem with women. Got a problem with women, and moreover too, you may even want to look at a person whose parents, a mom just recently died. You might want to look. Because that can lead you. See, when you understand a person's personality, when you understand their personality, you'll get it. And that'll lead you to the person that's doing it. See, people who kill, they have a certain personality. They fit a profile. And a lot of the OG profilers, they're retiring. Or they're no longer in the business of trying to solve crimes. They're out. But you used to have a lot of these OG profilers, man, that can profile a person. And that would lead them to the person that's committing all these crimes and murders. But you don't have these profilers that's willing to put in that kind of time. That's just what it is. They can solve this case. They can solve it quick. This one can be solved. It can be solved because the person has a certain type. He likes Instagram models. He likes young, black Instagram models. That's who he like. Crazy. He likes them. The guy don't like to be turned down. And the guy might be rolling around like he may be fake, like he got some money, or he probably do got money. But you start looking in the database. Because before a criminal, and I've always been told, before a criminal starts to murder people, right? They do other stuff that lead, like people just don't wake up and say, I'm finna be a killer. No. This is a process. This is a slow, ongoing process that the person begins to become a killer. Little by little, they'll do little things that lead up to them being a killer. So you can better believe that they got this person in their database. It's in the database, and it's probably in the statewide. They need to analyze really every single database they can. They got computers that where they can analyze a nationwide database of people who've been arrested. They can do that too. But I think, though, in the area, in the immediate area, because, people who kill, did y'all know that many people who kill and get away with it, many of those people, they don't even leave the area that they live in. Ain't that something? Like, you would think if somebody commit a murder, you think they want to get far away, but no, that's quite the contrary. People who commit murders, they don't want to leave. They want to stay in the area, and they want to keep doing it because part of them, they have some sense of power over the police. Like, I'm getting away with this, and there's nothing you can do about it. So that person is going to keep killing. It's almost like you trying to feed like you hungry, but you have a hunger for murder, blood, and for people, just being tormented. Like, that's what some of these people, that's how they roll. Some people got a hunger for blood and death, and they can't stop. You can't just turn it off. I'm about to end the video, y'all. You can't just turn it off. You can't just turn that off. And this guy, whoever it is killing, he's never going to turn it off.